All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everybody is doing well. Thank you for joining me. My name is Darkpool Algo, and today is December 1st, 2021. We are gonna find some stocks and options that are gonna make a greater than expected move today. The market is going to be a little bit bananas. Already checking some things in pre-market. Wow, yesterday, massive sell-off. According to Powell, old Powell rocked the market yesterday. Let me just check in on some things here. Also, I am test driving, restreaming to Twitter. Let's see if it's actually working. If so, let's see what we got going on. Why is it not showing that I'm alive? Let's see. Shall we? Let's see. Yay, it does show that I'm live. Awesome sauce. All right, let me get this figured out and we will get going. Oh, sweet. So it looks like I'm streaming to Twitter and Facebook as well as YouTube. The technology, all the technologies. Good morning. Drinking the rain this morning. That thing I had yesterday, man, the boy Laz was right, man. It made me itch. It was weird. It was really weird. I was like, itchy and scratchy show. I don't even talking about it. It's making me itch a little bit. So with that said, morning Q. All right, we don't need this up, and there's my chat. There's the stream, and we got Discord going. Sweet. All right, so if you're new to the stream, I am Dark Pool Algo. I am a smart money dark pool and block trade algorithm analyst. Basically, I am a day trader, options scalper, and smart money dark pool follower. I like to see what's happening when large institutions, hedge funds, smart money. I follow the money, I follow the flow. What that does, and I mix in some technical analysis as well, really gives me an opportunity to kind of see what's happening in the market before the market reacts as far as price action is concerned. Because if you're just chasing price action around all day, it's it's like a dog chasing its tail. You need to figure out what smart money's doing and mimic that. So for that, I use a tool called FlowTrade. It is a smart money dark pool and block trade algorithm. It tracks large purchases, hedge funds, institutions in real time. It is a predictive indicator, meaning that it shows what's going to happen before it happens. It's like a magic crystal ball, right? Or it's the closest thing to a crystal ball that you can get without it actually being a crystal ball. So what did I just do there? Screwed that up. All right. Yesterday was quite bananas. Powell came out and started speaking and rocked the market. He said, rock. He thought it was LL Cool Powell, right? Because LL Cool J just got inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and LL Cool J has a song called "Rock the Bells," right? Powell came out with "Rock the Market." So, a couple things. Normally, there's a Santa Claus rally. I think we're gonna have a Scrooge rally this year. Mark my words. It's gonna get ugly. All right, let's get into the news. I know you guys are sick of me ranting. So let's hop into some news, and then we will look at some plays. I wish I had an echo chamber. The plays. All right, Laz, you're late. I gave you an extra 3 minutes to be here. You did not show up. You owe me 10 push-ups. All right, Altimer Growth Company shareholders approve previously announced business combination with Grab, Southeast Asia's leading super app. Super pack. Let's check it out. Let's see what it's doing. Which one do we want to use? Oh, yeah, that's going to be annoying all day. Let's get rid of this stuff. It's probably this Lucid one right here. All right, we're getting rid of those. Which chart do I want to show y'all? Seriously, though? One more time. Nope. All right, let's look at... Just trying to find the best chart for me to showcase what's going on here. All right, I think this one's going to work the best. All right, that is AGC. All right, they like that news a little bit. We need to go to, let's look at the 2-hour chart, shall we? I think the 2 hours should be good enough. 1 hour, 39 minutes. All right, Ultimate Growth currently trading at about 14. If it gets above 1420, it's going to run into resistance of 1463. Safe play above 15 for a move to 16. Right, 16 is where it's going to run into some trouble, and it should be continuing on. All right, Box, which is right, had earnings, nice little earnings rally, broke up above the daily, or excuse me, the 4-hour Keltner channel cloud, bull flagging pre-market. This is huge. Above 25, I think we hit 27 rather quickly. Let me see. I think that does you guys some justice. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch the stream to see if it looks kind of blurry. If the stream is blurry, let me know. All right, I gotta fix that if it is. I'd rather have one solid unblurry chart so everybody can see what's going on than a whole bunch of crap that people are like, it's blurry. NetApp, NTAP, we trade this all the time, HP, Hewlett Packard Enterprises, Q4 EPS 52 versus 48. They beat on earnings, beat on revenue. This stock doesn't get traded very often, so I don't even know why we're looking at it. It's just in a consolidating pattern. We're going to go ahead and move on to NTAP, NTAP. Look at that giant wick candle, right? From 93 to 83. That's a $10 wick. $10 wiki wick. John wiki wick wick wick. It cleared the monthly Keltner channel bottom all the way to the daily top. That's bananas. That's a huge candle going into the close yesterday. So far they look to be... Alright, that's a little better. Little better, I say. So they're consistently making higher highs and higher lows. They did have good earnings, right? Estimated 128 versus 121. Beat on revenues about 3.303 billion over. They guided Q3 estimates and revenues. Sees forward year adjusted as EPS at 490 versus 510. 490 to 510 versus 5, and revenues 9 to 10%, right? Also adjusted the gross margin about 68% or 22 to 23% of their operating margin. What that means is they beat on earnings and they've guided forward, we're going to make more money. I'm going to look at NetApp for today. It's in a consolidation. It's kind of in a cluster area. If it rejects 9150, right, it comes back down and tests, 88, let's just call it, yeah, it'll test this low here, basically, at 88, right? Below 88, it comes back down to massive support. It's got major support at 86. So, what's up, Johnny? Uber and Apple, absolutely. Apple ripped faces yesterday. If you caught that dip like I did, you made a little bit of money. Right? It's all about making the money, 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 money. Okay, Zscaler. ZS is another one I really like to trade. This thing, it moves super good. Options are super juicy. I should just put this here, right? Options are super juicy on it. Why is VS? I don't understand why VS is... All right. Yeah, look at this nice move on it. So cup and handle breakout above the daily Keltner channel top at 370. If it can rally up and pull back and find that, use that as support, that 370, that 369, 370, right? If it can hold, if it can hold that area there, essentially, then it's going to move today. It's got a daily ATR of about $16, and currently it's on a rally. If I were to run some Fibonacci's, right? If I run a Fibonacci extension from low to high and high to low, right? From this existing current run from yesterday's low, right? We want to be recent because it's blowing out the top of everything else. All right. That projection puts us at about 380, 385, 390 for Zscaler. Okay. They beat on earnings. They beat on revenue. They provided guidance. Let's see. Q2 revenue at 240 million versus 221 million. Guides forward year 22 adjusted EPS at 50 to 52 versus 56, so a little bit lower on their earnings per share. And they see their forward year revenue at 1 to 1.01 billion versus 900. That doesn't make sense. So they're going from 1 billion versus 940. That doesn't make sense at all. That can't be right. That can't be right. All right, 13% increase in revenue or in earnings, and then the revenue was at 8.5%, right? So they have blowout earnings. So this is going to be a peg stock, which is basically a post-earnings gapper, is what I call it. Bull flag, right? Great day yesterday. Bull flag rally continuation on. Like I said, I've got a 380, 385, 390 target. Moves $16 a day. Definitely think you can see it today. Play Salesforce or a Zscaler. Derpy derp. Okay, Salesforce CRM had blowout earnings as well. I believe a lot of this was already baked into it. Let's see what they say. What happened here? Yeah, this is a this is a pre-anticipatory rally and continuation of sell-off. What's been going on with Salesforce lately? I haven't paid much attention to it, but nice rally, hit 310, pulled back, found support at 285, attempted to retrace, but this is bearish. Yo, very bearish. Let's see what we could do here. Yeah. Wow, craziness. It is the craziness. So if Salesforce continues in its downward trajectory, it's going to the weekly bottom at 254. Right, it's already down. Jeez. It's already down a ton. 295, 300 to 266 is down 40 bucks in 2 days. Salesforce, if you were looking for a bearish play, weekly bottom at 253, moves $8 a day. Okay, CRM down, ZS, CRM. Okay, gotta move on a little bit quicker. Say MCore earnings, Landstar earnings. Okay, Sage Therapeutics and Biogen, Sage and BIIB announced 12-month data for the cohort of patients who received their drug once nightly for 14 days as their initial dose for an ongoing phase 3 open label study and had the opportunity to be followed for 12 months. So that doesn't really say if it, right, if the data was good or if it was bad. BIIB, I like playing this stock. It's breaking up into the 4-hour Keltner channels, right? If it can get up there and stay, see the move up to the daily bottom at 245. The ultimate goal is at 250, right? If it can get above, you know, get out of this little cluster area here, which it's going to have a hard time with, right? If it can get above there. So basically, this zone here that starts at 255. From 255 to 265, it's going to get chunky. This is pretty bullish. Moves about $10 a day. Keep your eye on BIIB. That's one of our favorites. We've played that before. I'm not sure what Sage does. I think Sage is probably a penny stock. ish close to a penny stock. Look at that. Nice bounce off of support. So selling off, selling off, selling off down to the monthly Keltner channel bottom, monthly, weekly, 4-hour Keltner channel bottom. It has since rallied up through the daily and the 4-hour mid. Back testing that. I see this thing going to 4-hour top, possibly. I mean, it only moves $2 a day, and it's already moved $3, right? So if it can get up in this area here, right, above that, I think we start getting pretty easy movements from there. So above 41, you're going to take some profit at 42, 43, and then 44.50. That's Sage. Positive news. All right, FDA advisors to vote. Voting to recommend authorization of Merrick's oral pill for treatment of mild for adults. Right, that's cool. Mild to moderate COVID-19 in adults at high risk of progressing to severe disease. Merrick, nice overnight rally. Ran into the daily Keltner channel. Is that the top or bottom? That's the bottom. Daily bottom, couldn't get through it. It's pulling back to the 4-hour top or bottom. So if it maintains support at the 4-hour bottom, see another move back up to test this daily bottom to get back inside of it. If it gets inside of it, it'll move up to the 4-hour Keltner channel top and then the daily mid above that. So that's a pretty decent move. Above 80, we see 82, 85, and then ultimately we want to get up into here about 87. Resistance going to come in at 82. Okay, that's Merrick. Right, moving on. MasterCard announced a 8 billion share buyback and raised its quarterly dividend to 49 cents a share from 44. They just raised that dividend recently too. So MasterCard, massive sell-off yesterday, rallied up into the close, pulled back, consolidated overnight, and is trying to make a move up. So the daily and 4-hour Keltner channel bottoms. If it can break 151, I see it moving to 157, 158. This thing can move pretty chunky when it wants to. We'd have to look at some other technical indicators with it. See if we can get like a squeeze pro read on a ready aim fire. Yeah, it's looking pretty decent. I know this chart doesn't really give you guys the best look, but I can just tell you that ready aim fire, mid fire signaled, fired off. This is a pullback. We're expecting a little bit of a pullback. It's in a squeeze. That squeeze should release, and we should get a pretty decent move out of things, right? Let's see if it's in a daily squeeze. Unfortunately, the daily squeeze fired to the downside. So if we're playing the daily, we might want to give it a day or so to actually reverse. If you're scalping, there may be a short scalp today. Okay. Royal Bank of Canada raised its quarterly dividend 11%. That's a pretty big increase, right? I've never played that. I don't want to. American Petroleum Institute reported a weekly draw of 747,000 barrels of oil for the week ending November 26th, showed a build of 2.2. I need to start tracking this. I think this is very important. I'm going to start a spreadsheet. Don't let me forget to track this, okay? Cenovus Energy agrees to sell its Husky retail fuel networks. You guys know what Husky fuel is, right? Look at the, right? This looks like a massive move right here, but it's really not. It's this is 11.90. This is 13, so it's not even a $2 move. It only moves about 64 cents a day. Not super interested in it, but Cenovus will sell 337 gas stations in its network to Parkland Corp for $420 million. It's going to retain its commercial fuels business. Okay. Casino news. We have a couple events today that are going to affect the casinos. Specifically, Wynn, LVS. Caesars isn't mentioned in this, but there's a virtual event or an event happening today. Macau's Gaming Bureau reported November gross revenue from games of fortune in the region was up 0.01% year over year to 6.749 billion patakas. Not sure what that means, but expect Wynn and LVS to react positively off that news. Already nice cup and handle forming on the 15-minute chart. It's in a little congestion here. If it can maintain the 4-hour cloud, see a move up to the daily top at 37.30. I thought they spoke yesterday. I thought Powell and Yellen spoke yesterday. Are they going to do it again? Shit, hope not. 37.50, above 37.50, 34, or excuse me, 38. 38 seems like a pretty good consolidating zone for Las Vegas Sands. Above 38, we hit 39.50. I wonder if Caesars is going to move off of that news as well. Little double bottom on Caesars, right? Consolidating, pullback, rally, pullback, rally, rally, rally. So we're looking for Caesars above. All right, you can trade the Caesar zone from 91.55 to 94-ish, excuse me, 93.75, which is yesterday's high. Above that, we have immediate overhead resistance at 95. A little bit of a fight from 95 to 96. Above 96, it gets real chunky up to 103. Okay, XPEV, love this stock. I have not been able to get a good solid piece of it yet, but I am definitely gonna try to. Obviously, played it right. I showed you a breakout above that, rally, pullback. All right, it's super bullish. Primaries are up. Primary MACDs. Weekly, daily, hourly Celts were above that. So we rallied. This is, I mean, look at this gorgeous move. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a piece of it. This was yesterday. Rallied up, massive sell-off with everything else. Held support of the weekly top. Fought its way through the daily Keltner channel. Right, consolidated in between the two, the 4-hour and the daily. Right, pre-market. Rally. Bull flag. Right, slightly selling off. It's making a solid stair-stepping move for its next target. I think we're at all-time highs. Yeah, so let's see. What would be the best way to project an upside target? I use the Fibonacci Extension tool, and I go from find a good solid consolidating low point. I go to a high, go back down to a low, see if it's broken out of that, right? See how it's broken the 127, 1414, and the 168. So this is the new move here. Right, we got to move our stuff up to here. Move this guy up to here. And we move this guy up to here. Right? So, super healthy pullback. Right? Pre-market pullback to the 618. It's holding that. It's also holding the 4-hour top. I'm willing to let this come back to the 382, like if it can come all the way back, actually about the 50%. So pull back to 56.50, even 56.19 is decent. If it holds those levels, look for an extended move to the upside. Let me show you what that looks like, right? So we're entering a new Elliott wave, right? That's the one. This is the 3. That's the move we're looking for. I think 59.50 is going to be tough for it to get to, but it can definitely reach there. Right below that $60 mark. So it's got another $3.50 in the tank, but it's going to be a tough $3.50, right? If it explodes, which I don't know if it's got any squeezes to help it. I think most of those have already exhausted themselves, right? So daily high compression squeeze released on the 23rd. We get about 8 to 10 periods of that squeeze releasing, right? So if we were to count 8 to 10 periods from the 23rd, which is high compression squeeze. I thought I noticed this last week or the week before Thanksgiving. I probably would have put my kids' college fund into this squeeze, right? But I didn't notice it. So high compression squeeze released on the 23rd. We get 8 to 10 periods. We are 1, 2, 3. We're about halfway through it. So I think by this Friday, that squeeze will be done releasing and start reverting, right? Like I said, that $60 level is going to be pretty tough to get to, right? That's going to be 3 ATRs from the mean, but I think we might get there. Safe bet would be targeting 59.19. Okay, that's XPEV. We were going to play that sucker. All right. How am I doing on time? All right, I got to hurry up. So all the Chinese auto manufacturers basically had news yesterday, or reported their delivery numbers. NIO came out, 10,000 vehicles in November, up 105 from year over year. Delivered 80,000 vehicles year to date, a rise of 125% or 120% from last year. Do you see this cup and handle forming? It's plain as day. It's a cup and handle. Look for support for a rally. Currently trading at the 4-hour Keltner channel mid, daily mid. So no Keltner channel resistance. I think this moves up to 42.50, possibly 43. If and only if it gets above 43.25, I think it moves up to 44 and then 46. This used to be a $50 stock, right? So doing the same process, I go from low to high to low, right? See how things line up pretty decently. I love this 1.414 extension for the for Fibonacci. I should probably do a video on the 1414, the secret fib extension. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Make a video, fib video on secret level. You think that's enough clickbait? You think that? I thought they spoke with Congress yesterday, Thundercat. All right, regardless, we'll get into it. The news will, it doesn't matter. We're not going to argue about it. We're going to find out about it. So, NIO, 42.50. I think that's definitely well within its reach. LI, which is another lesser known. Oh, look at this setup. It's about to crack off. This is gorgeous. Oh, this is gorgeous. All right. So, LI delivered 13,000 vehicles, well, 13.5 vehicles, up 190%. They went from 7,600 vehicles to 13.5. That's pretty decent, right? That's pretty dang decent. It's just like almost double. That's pretty good. Total deliveries for the 11 months ending in November reached 76,000, taking cumulative to deliveries up to 110,000. That's pretty decent. I haven't seen their vehicle, but that's, I mean, they doubled their production, so they're scaling rapidly. Rapidly scaling is good for a company. So, low to high, high to low, right? Gives us our upside target. It's going to be exasperated by the fact that it's out of the Keltner channels. It's out of the daily, the 4-hour, and the weekly. So it's going. Absolutely. Thanks, Thundercat. I truly appreciate it. You know, there's nothing but love on this stream. I really, really appreciate it. So don't get me wrong. Just I really appreciate it. Really do. So what was I saying? Lee. So it's going to be exasperated because it's got blue skies, right? There's nothing up here Keltner channel wise holding it back from rallying, right? Where's the monthly? Like, where's the monthly? Do I have the monthly? Let me just double. Yeah, dude, it's up out of the monthly too. Oh, crap, what was that? All right, sorry, I lied. We've got the why is everything off? The weekly at 37.22. Oh no, we're good. So yeah, as far as target level goes, on LI, which is I'm super bullish on, I like 39.85. Right, as long as this level holds, we can even come back. If we did a 618 pullback, ooh, if we pulled back to 36.30, ooh, that's a gorgeous setup right there. I'd even allow it to back to 35.75, right? If it pulls back to this level, then it's going to launch. Okay, that's LI. All right, I spent too much time on that. Let's move on. All right, so as part of the winter COVID strategy, Biden intends to unveil later this week, officials will require everyone entering the country to be tested 1 day prior to boarding flights, regardless of vaccination status or place of departure. Ooh. You think that's going to affect American Airlines? Should we see? How about Delta? Is it going to affect it today or later this week? Or do you think it's been built into it already? Let me reread that. As part of the winter... Interesting. I just got a bell. What is the bell for? Rock the bells, y'all. So, as part of a winter COVID strategy that Biden has intended to unveil later this week, U.S. officials will require everyone entering the country to be tested 1 day prior to boarding flights, regardless of their vaccination status or place of departure. Okay. They are also mulling a requirement that all travelers get retested within 3 to 5 days of arrival. All right. The White House is planning stricter testing requirements for all travelers entering the U.S., including returning U.S. citizens, to hinder the spread of the recently discovered Omicron variant of COVID, the Washington Post reports. Okay. So listen, this Canaccord, yeah, I'm just not even, yeah, I'm done with variant stuff. Listen, Canaccord Digital Gaming Summit today. Ends today. Fourth annual Cannabis Virtual Conference ends today. Energy Summit ends 2 days. It just started. Credit Suisse Annual Tech and MediaCom enters tomorrow. I should have went to that one. This is the Morgan Stanley NASDAQ Investor Conference, and there's a global consumer retail conferences. So these conferences happening that are going to end by the end of this week should affect things for the rest of the year. So this cannabis one should be interesting, and this gaming one should be interesting. So Penn, DraftKings, GMBL, Caesars, Wins, Las Vegas Sands. Okay. We have earnings after the close. I'm super interested in a couple of these, right? SPLK from the weekend watch list. If you are in it from the watch list, be wary. We have earnings today, okay? I always recommend not holding through earnings. Play it before, play it after, but not through it, okay? So just be wary of that. Snow has earnings. Everybody loves Snow. Snow's been great this year. I think Snow's got an opportunity to rally today, right, into earnings, see what happens. Keep it on your list. CrowdStrike has earnings today as well. OKTA has earnings as well. So Splunk, Snow, OKTA, right, CrowdStrike, AI, right, and 5.9. Is that 5.9? Five Below. It's been pretty decent. I can't believe this stock is at $2,000. Are you kidding me? That little store is worth $2,000 a share? Sure, got in the wrong business. Build-A-Bear has earnings before the bell. Right? Obviously, all the way down to the monthly bottom and continuing back up. Okay. Top earnings for this week is going to be BIG, CRM, Marvell, Kroger, Intap, Okta, Ulta. So OKTA, I love this position, right? Weekly bottom, 4-hour bottom. If it can rally above yesterday's high, get out of this congestion here. I'm going to wait for it to clear 220, 230. For me, above 230, 275, and super easy buttery move up to 260. Okay. Events today. I'm sure that there's other ones. We're going to check them in here in a second. Mortgage application data at 7. Already had that news. Market is making it. All right. ADP employment change and market manufacturing, as well as PMI for manufacturing, consumer spending, and construction spending, and weekly DOE. Okay, air travelers in the United States, we already talked about that. Japan and Hong Kong said they would expand travel curbs. Okay, in Asian markets, all right, the Nikkei index gained 113 points, Shanghai gained 13, Hang Seng jumps 183, and DAX is up, FTC is up. So European markets are up. We're going to rally today. Okay, combination of heightened COVID fears, along with weaker economic data, consumer confidence at a 9-month low, and Powell's comments to the Senate Banking Committee, and that's why I thought he was already done with that, or said in time that he said it's time to retire the word transitory, meaning describing inflation. No, Powell will also appear before the House of Representatives Financial Services Committee on Wednesday. You were absolutely right, Thundercat. Thanks. Appreciate it. Energy stocks underperformed as oil prices plunged to 3-month low of $65 a barrel. Whoo, it was at 90 a couple weeks ago. Remember last year, it went to, or a couple years ago, it went to negative $35 a barrel. Shh, be careful, right? Russell 2000 suffered larger losses than other indexes, is now trading below 10% off of its record high in November, right? Another rough day for Wall Street. And finally, the roller coaster rise continues this week, with markets waking up to yet another more volatility in the U.S. Futures tracking gains as Asia and Europe looking to recover from yesterday's sharp pullback with the rising interest rates and virus variant fears. Oil prices are also bouncing back, with WTI up over 4.3% above the $69 per barrel as OPEC and its allies begin 2 days of meetings on Wednesday to decide whether to release more oil or into the market or restrain amid supply concerns. And oil price rout and fears that Omicron could weaken global energy demand. That's so fake BS. All right, let's check out the futures. All right, if you're new to the stream, we like the bottom row down, the top row up. That's the way we like to trade stocks. All right, bear flag yesterday on the NQ, super pullback. Since then, Wu-Tang reversal, right? Back into this consolidation area. Possible inverse head and shoulders. Right now, we are making higher highs and higher lows, right? If we can continue on this track, NQ is looking pretty decent for the day. This is the ES, this is the S&P 500, right? Sharp pullback yesterday that continued into overnight, right? Opening this morning as the pre-market session opened on lows. We are currently making higher lows and higher highs and higher lows. We are fighting our way back up. We hit a level here yesterday that stopped us, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that level on my chart just to keep an eye out for it. So something at that level there that stopped us. What? Oop. The drawing's not supposed to be there. Same deal with the NQ. However, we're consolidating a little bit more off of the high of yesterday. Okay, that's our target. Interesting move on the Dow. The Dow yesterday. See that Wu-Tang reversal. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 made it up. Massive pullback, consolidation, higher lows and higher highs. The Russell, the poor Russell. Russell's got the most to gain, right? And it's also entering its consolidation zone. So expect choppiness on the Russell and gold. Look at gold. You guys can see what gold's doing. All right. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. Right. Slight pullback. Continuation down, 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 down. All right. Rally into the close yesterday. Pullback. Gold is V-shape recovering itself. Okay. Crude. Right. Bear flag breakout. It's making its way back up. It's in its consolidation zone. Right. 70 to 73, I think, is a fair upside target for crude. However, we're just now getting into resistance. So keep an eye on that. Pretty decent move, pre-market move. Bonds, this is T-notes. This is TLT. We like to see TLT down, right? Rallied all day yesterday, sharp pullback. It's making lower highs and lower lows, so we can look for a falling channel in TLT. And this is the yen. The poor little yen's been beaten up. It's currently trading at about 0.08 from highs yesterday at 0.08851. It's currently trading at 0.08797. This is the Japanese yen to the US dollar, right? Bull flag breakout. Anytime you see an M, right, that's bearish. Anytime you see a W, it's bullish. Currently, it's stair stepping its way down to consolidation, right? Wu-Tang pattern reversal. Wu-Tang pattern reversal. All right. So as far as everything is futures-wise is concerned, I think the ES is doing a pretty good job, right? NQ, right? It's fighting its way up. There's something wrong with these charts. Hold on. There we go. All right, I think that's what I needed. Yeah, pretty decent move so far. I'm going to keep an eye on the Dow. I think the Dow's making a pretty significant move. This looks pretty solid. Okay. And then the yen should continue to chop. Well, I don't know. We love the inverse head and shoulders, double bottom, triple top, right? That's a super technical pattern there. Wow, why is it so cold in the house? All right. All right, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. All right, so I just realized that. Sorry, I just realized that this news is taking me way too long. I gotta find a better news source. Okay, let's get into some plays real quick. I have to be quick about that. I gotta take my son to school this morning, so we are gonna run through these. Uber, Apple. What's up, Ryan? Dude, Ryan here. Just thanks for all your work, Ryan. I'm just gonna leave it at that. All right. Yeah, I don't know what that 6 o'clock bell was. That was weird. Do you think it was like the contract rollover for the opening of the cash mark? I don't know. It was interesting. All right, so now this is the part of the stream where you give me your requests and we go through them. Okay, what you see in front of you is the FlowTrade interface, smart money, dark pool, and block trade algorithm software provided by FlowTrade. My charts are a little different than most, but not really. What you see is, all right, let me just do this. So what you're looking at is, there we go, it's a little clearer. So white bars are price action. The purple line is the regular algorithm line. The blue lines, if I draw a blue line on my screen, it's a dark pool block trade. If I drop a red line on my screen, it's a regular block trade. If you see me draw a white line, then it's party time. No, I'm just kidding. White lines mean that there's a regular and a dark pool level that are printed so close to each other that I can't separate them out. I use those as major areas of inflection. Keep an eye on it, right? Dark pool is separate from regular block trades. Basically, retail hedge funds. I mean, it's just a way to think of it. So with that being said, I'll use yellow to mark direction, current areas of support and resistance, and what I think the stock's going to do. So again, If you have requests, get them to me. Now, I wanted to look at Zscaler, CRM, BIB, and XPEV for continuation. There we go. So what we look for is we try to find divergences. What the divergence is when price action is heading in one direction. If the purple line is heading in the opposite direction, that lets you know that smart money is getting into a position as people are getting out. They have to, if you have millions of dollars worth of purchases, you can't just dump it onto the market at once. It's going to cause I don't know if you've ever dropped a big rock into a lake, that initially the rock will pull the water down with it, and then the water will, right, as the rock sinks and air comes back in, the water will actually push back up above the level of the water, and you'll get a bloop bloop, make that little sound. Basically that'll happen is if I dumped $1 billion worth of sell or buy orders onto the market, it's going to have that effect. It'll either artificially inflate or deflate price action, and when everything gets settled out, you will be in a worse position than you got in. So if you're trying to dump a bunch of shares, right, it'll artificially inflate it, and you'll just be, so they have to slowly, steadily build into positions. Like BIIB is probably the closest one out of the ones we've been talking about so far. See how price action is selling off? Well, as this is selling off, smart money is slowly building into this position, because what will happen is once people are out of their position and there's a recovery starting to happen, right, they're already in this position back here at, let's just say 230, right? So that divergence, meaning price action will come up and meet where the algorithm is, right? Then they'll start getting out of it. So we are retail investors, right? We don't move the market. These guys can move the market with their orders. So they gotta be super careful of how they get in and out of positions. Okay, 1 second, I'll be right back. Now is the time. Get me the requests. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. Thanks. Okay. Yes, I have TradingView. I don't know if no, it didn't come from TradingView. I think it came from TradeStation, maybe. Do you have TradeStation? So I don't have TradingView up on. It came from this machine over here, right? This rack of stuff I've got going on. All right, so yeah, let's look. All right. Everybody can see my screen, hopefully. All right, Zscaler. This one had earnings. Oh, it's got earnings. You know what? Let's do this. Let's look at Uber, Apple, mRNA, and AMBA. Yeah, so I think it was a TradeStation thing. Definitely think it's a TradeStation thing. All right, so Uber is Uberific. All right, so I'm only looking at the past 8 days of block trades. I think that anything more than that is kind of overkill. What the hell? It muddles up the chart and makes things a little harder for me to see, right? So that's it with no block trades. We start throwing some block trades on and some divergences, right? Come on. All right, this is what I wanted to show you, right? This is 30 days worth of block trades. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Let's get back here to a decent number, right? I think 6 might work. 6 is pretty good. Okay, so Uber, we have bullish divergence. And what do I mean by bullish? It means that as price action selling off and people are getting out of positions because they are scared that it's not going to recover, or they think that they've taken enough profit, right? Smart money's in here buying into it, right? You've heard the statement, buying into the sell-off. So the algorithm is up, right? And some key levels that we've got going on. Right, we've got some important levels. What I want to show you is we've got support on price action going up, trying to make that Wu-Tang pattern reversal. That Wu-Tang pattern reversal is pullback, rally to support to resistance, pullback, find support, and then we get that large explosive move. That third move is a large explosive move, okay? We love that play. I could play that all day. As far as targets go, we've got a couple block trades, regular block trades coming in at 39.25. That's our overhead target. 39 is another solid target as well. Support all the way down here at 37.75, and then we've got a couple dark pools that are important here. Dark pool resistance at 38.27, right? Dark pool target at 39.70, right? So those are upside targets. We have a white line support resistance level that we need to pay attention to coming in at $38 even, right? There's a bunch of dark pool and regular block trades right there at 38. So what we'd like to see happen is a rally to 38.27, right? Or previous high. Above that, we back test it and continue on up to 39, 39.70, and ultimately up here this $40 level, right? Trying to get it to that. Okay, Apple. So everybody's like, Apple is rallying, and yes, Apple is making new all-time highs. Apple's super strong, but the algorithm is taking profit. So, right, net selling the last couple of days with Apple, as far as the algorithm is concerned, it is. Oh my God, give me the right tool, please. So frustrating. Seriously. Okay, consolidating algorithm, right? Took a bunch of profits. It's consolidating. It's trying to make a new high and higher highs and higher lows. If it can get out of its overhead resistance, its previous resistance, and move up, I think it might continue to pull price action up with it. Okay. As far as levels are concerned, we've got support coming in at 164.30, and below that we've got regular block trade support down at 161.34. We have a dark pool overhead target, which is going to be resistance until it becomes support at 165.30, and then to the downside 160.60. Right? Pretty easy levels to see there. Okay, price action is currently uptrending a little bit, right? I can't show you because this thing's in the way, but we took out the highs yesterday. This is definitely a little rising wedge there, right? It's compressing, profit taking. So just be aware, okay? mRNA. All right, so mRNA, what I like about this is it's pretty easy to read, right? Right, you see what you got going on there? So the algorithm is trading with price action. If you notice, we've got a high, we got a high, right? So the algo is trading with price action. They're not on the same scale, right? Their y-axes are completely different. So this looks to me like a little bit of support. I mean, could this be the case? Right, decision makings are about to happen with Myrna. So we have regular block trade at 350 right on the nose, and then the rest is dark pools, right? So we don't have a whole lot of retail block trades coming in. This is all large hedge funds, institutions. 368.51 overhead resistance, 352.45 is your support. If this level breaks, so if we break previous high, we can rally up to 360.370. If we reject and we break this trend line, we break that trend line support, I think we come back down and test previous lows, right? And then we come try to fill this giant gap that's been formed, right? There's a massive gap here, so we have to check that out. All right, moving on. AMBA, price action is just trading with the algorithm, super choppy. We've got the little bat wing. I don't know if you've been around when I've talked about the bat wing or bat ear, whatever pattern. But anytime I see this bat ear pattern here, I get super bearish on the stock, right? We've got a nice uptrend, right? It's actually a little bit of a wedge. Right? However, the algo is pulled back and it's broken previous support. I would look for some of these downside targets, to be honest with you. I think AMBA is going to fall. All right, one more second. I got to go make sure my son's up and getting ready to go. I have to leave here to get him to school in about 18 minutes. All right, sorry about that. On the AMBA. All right, we want to look at RIVN. I think that stock is overvalued, and I need it to get a little bit more decent. RIVN. Look at this consolidation that's happening, right? Can we say range bound, $10 range, right? The algo is just straight up trading with price action. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. All right, we have white line, support resistance, 119.75. That's right here. Right, that seems to be... All right, hold on a second here. All right, that's better. 119.76. Ooh, that's super clear. Ooh, I think there might be an update coming. All right, 119.75 is regular and dark pool support resistance, right? A break above that, then we can take out, we're just basically in this zone. We got to get out of that zone to come up and test the next zone, right? Make sense so far? Good. All right. Regular block trade support is coming in at 116 on the nose. Downside target 111.04. If we continuously reject off of this 119.75 level, right? The third attempt at it, and we break our trendline support, we have downside targets. Upside targets would be obviously, previous lows, previous highs. Right? There's your upside target. The algo is just straight up trading with price action, so no real help there. Okay, Nvidia, right? Nvidia's been super duper fun lately. However, the algorithm's been taking profit. The algo is making lower lows and lower highs, right? So we've got a downside. All right, the algo is pulling back. It looks like a little bit of a wedge if it's trying to break out. Just pay attention to what happens at this level. If it rejects and continues down, then I think it'll actually start pulling price action down with it. We have pretty decent long-term support, right? I don't know if that's kind of a wedge. Potential inverse head and shoulders, right? Inverse head and shoulders. I wish the algo was pointed up, right? I'd be super bullish on it if it was. However, it's pointed down, so I'm just gonna be careful as far as levels go. 324 is regular block trade support. I'm going to call the rest of these white lines because in a stock that moves as much as it does, 50 cents, 40 cents isn't really that big of a deal. So 331.67, 326, right? There's your overhead targets and support. There's your support and resistance, right? 330, 333.76 is a one of the more recent dark pool levels. This one down here at 315 printed on the 29th, so basically printed there. So what's happening? Price action is right. It's chopping, consolidating itself into a wedge. The algorithm is in a wedge, but hoping to pull back. If we reject 331, then I think we may just continue to chop. Downside target would be a break at 324 down to 315. Upside target would be this 1, 2, 3 pattern reversal. I just noticed it's doing this as well. Raiden, are you up? This wedge. Just noticed that. Right? Keep an eye on Nvidia. Okay. Gamestop. Another algo is just trading with price action. Just 1-to-1. Trading with the price action. I'm actually interested to see. Right, looks like it found some support. Right. There's the range. See what happened when it interacted with this level last time. It broke that. We got that massive rally. So I'm going to be interested to see what happens when price action, especially when the algorithm gets up to that level there. Price action, right? Wu-Tang pattern reversal. Targets would be previous lows. Right. We take out that level. I think we get pretty easy move up to this level here. So GameStop, pretty easy. Amazon, again, divergences have all played out, right? We're looking for the algorithm to break above this regular block trade resistance that it's currently at 3504. Right? If the algo can get above that and come and back test it and use it as support, I'm trying to look for a move like this, right? Massive move to the upside. All these divergences have played out, so there's no divergences to help us. We do have a dark pool overhead target at 35.81 right on the nose. 35.81 on the nose. So let's see. Get over here. I mean, it's so tough. Yeah, so either we've begun a downward channel, right? Or we're going to get some pretty gappy moves up, right? Below, let's see. Looks like we got a zone. I should have used a different color for that. So I like this zone right here, that target zone. Right. Okay, moving on. Pfizer, Neo, Cisco. Got you. And then I got to go. Neo, CSCO. I want to look at XPEV and Neo. Yeah, there we go. Pfizer. Don't believe the hype. You guys remember that song? All right, so Pfizer, the algo is taking profit. They're like, hey, let's take some profit, shall we? All right. Consolidating, rally, price action trading with the algorithm, divergence. right? This is fresh divergence. One, two, three. I mean, so left shoulder, right shoulder, head. Algo taking profit. I think we might see a short-term move. Oh, let me mark up all the levels first so that you guys can see what's really going on. We have a dark pool block trade at 54 on the nose. We also have a dark pool block trade at 50.89. Those came in at the same day, right? Those both came in on the 26th within an hour of each other, right? So $4 difference. Okay. We have regular block trades, overhead target at 55 on the nose. I think that's a pretty good overhead target. And then we have support coming down here at 52.29. Okay. This $55 block trade came in on the 29th at the bell. This $52 block trade came in on the 30th at the bell. Okay. So we have some white lines. It's going to basically be our baseline, right? 53.75, right? Decision making time. So if we can fight up above 54, I think we can take out previous high on our way up to 55. Contrarian, we break, you know, this inverse head and shoulders is really not an inverse head and shoulders, and the algo pulls us down. We break the previous low. I think we come back down here and test these regular and dark pool levels right at the $52 level, 52.50, or excuse me, 52.40 and 52.29. If we bounce off of that, right, then we'll reevaluate what's happening with the algorithm. Keep in mind, we've got a gap that's going to need to be filled at some point. There's a gap right here. So the algo selling off, it's pulling price action down with it. Is there enough hype left in the Omicron variant to give price action one more shot at 55? Possibly. Like I said, if this breaks, we come down and test 52.40. Below 52.29, we fill this gap all the way down at 50. Okay, the algo selling off. Neo. So as you can see, Neo's. Raiden, are you up? Are you dressed? Okay, we got to leave in like 10 minutes. Sorry about that. All right. So this is what I'm talking about, where price actions or the algo's just pretty much been net selling. And as you can see, what's going on with price, right? It's falling channel. All right, so we've got numbers coming out, we've got news coming out, right? The algo's selling off, they're taking profits. They're getting, they're getting out. They started getting out of their positions here, right? They're like, oh, we're gonna get out of our position, right? Actually, way back here at the highs, right? They might start building into a new one. But as far as block trades go, this is just the last 7 days. There's a ton of them coming in, right? Lots of regular, lots of dark pool levels, right? So we've got some dark pool support resistance, followed by some retail trading here. Got some retail trading at 40.81 and retail at 39.99, which is $40, right? In between that, we've got a combination of regular retail and dark pool levels coming in at 40.50. It's a pretty solid target, and 39.70. So if and only if price can, let me just grab a different color here. If and only if price can take out its previous lows, I think that $40 is a pretty solid target. But we're going to have resist, like we got, right? Path of least resistance is to the downside. Probably didn't do a very good job. So do we rally up to the $40 level? I think we might get a little boost up into there today. Above 41.42. Right. So we got a little bit of a rally, right? We're into some resistance right now, right? Into some pretty significant resistance. With the algo selling off the way that it is, right? This is a 42, that's 42.23, right? 42.23 is way up here. I think that we start bumping our head a little bit on Neo, right? I think we get a nice little pop, right? Maybe a double test, right? If the algo is up, I think that we break this, you know, this triple top. However, the algo is down, right? We may just see some more consolidation here. It's pretty ugly. So we either reject here, break through this cloud, we come back down and test, you know, test this $38, $39 level, or, right, we rally up and we, you know, we get a quick rally all the way up here to about 42. Okay, that's Neo. All right, Cisco. All right, we've got a bunch of cluster, right? We've got a bunch of regular block trade clusters from 55.75 to 56, right? And then 55.50, and then 55 even, right? So lots of overhead resistance, especially since the algo has been selling off. It's bearishly diverged, meaning that at this point, smart money started taking profits, slowly pulling price action down with it, right? Come on. Dude, seriously, I don't know what's going on. A little falling wedge coming down with price action. We have a dark pull level at 55.84. If that level fails, I think we come back down and test previous lows. Raiden, are you ready? Yeah. Thank you. I'm not very bullish on Cisco. I think that we got a lot of overhead resistance. As far as path of least resistance, it's to the downside. I'm liking this little zone for a target. I should have used a different color for that. All right. I like that downside target. So 50, I'm not going to give you specific levels, but just look at previous lows, right? I don't think we can get through this. There's no smart money help. Okay, XPEV. Algo's trading with price action. We've got some pretty clearly defined regular and dark pull levels that are going to provide support and resistance. And those are as follows. 55 on the nose. So if you would have got into XPEV the other day when I was like, oh, hey, look at that dark pull level, or that regular block traded level at 55, right? We hit that. The algo is trading with price action. It's kind of bullish, right? 54.47 is support. Downside targets would be 51.50, 51.36, right? 53.14. I like how the algo is trading with price action, right? The algo is generally bullish, right? Price action is making higher lows and higher highs. We bounced right off of that support level, right? We broke out of a little wedge. I think we're going to see a continuation move on with XPEV. All right, last one, Chris, for you, and I gotta go. AAL. We're gonna do CCL at the same time. Royal Caribbean and NCLH. There's your travel stocks. Okay. There they are. Now remember, news came out about the winter plan, you know, Biden's winter soldier, where they're going to start doing more restrictive testing. Okay. I don't have time to go into these right now, but as you can see, right, the algo, right, price action's trading with the algorithm. If we can get out of some of these overhead resistances, I think we can see some moves up. RCL would probably be my most favorite one to try to trade. It's got the least resistance on its way up, right? And it's got the biggest gap to fill. Okay. Stay away from like anything that's got a massive amount of block trades. It's got a lot of volume, but it's also got a lot of resistance, right? It's got to fight its way to get out of this. And that little algo move is consolidating, right? That's consolidation. So With that being said, I got to run. American Airlines looks good. If the RCL algo can curl up and around, I think that looks pretty decent too. And Norwegian Cruise Lines, it's starting to make a move back up to the upside. Thanks for joining me. Once again, my name is Dark Algo. I'm here every morning, Monday through Friday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. And obviously, I stream for about an hour and 15 minutes. I will work on making those quicker and getting to this part because this is what everybody comes for. Okay. Thanks for joining me. Hit the like button on your way out the door. Subscribe, turn on notifications. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday.